2-year-old Yasmin was born with complex care needs. During one spell in intensive care, her family were called to an urgent meeting. They feared the worst, only to be told by doctors that they suspected that Yasmin had had FGM. Speaking anonymously, her aunt told us the family couldn't believe it.
By this point, I was thinking, why are we being interrogated and why are we being asked these intrusive questions and what's going on? My mum was absolutely mortified by the accusations.
The family had to take Yasmin for a physical examination with a specialist before doctors agreed that no FGM had taken place. It's a story that these campaigners say is not uncommon in the Somali community in Wales since 2014, when a new law meant all healthcare workers were obliged to report any children they suspect to be at risk of FGM.
I was pregnant with my 5th child.
Hamda was shocked when a health visitor referred her to social services after she had a baby girl, even though she said she had no intention of doing FGM to her.
I felt like as if though my opinion didn't matter. You know, I was from a certain culture, from a certain community, and the assumption was made that I was definitely going to do it. That's how it seemed like. I'm educated, why would I want to do that to my daughters?
Cardiff and Vale health boards say they can't comment on individual cases, but they don't discriminate between race or culture as mandatory questions are asked to women of all ethnicities. 21-year-old Samia was put in foster care with her newborn baby because Swansea Social Services were concerned her daughter was at risk of FGM and trafficking.
They told me you're doing FGM your daughter and you're trafficking African or Somali somewhere, and I said, and I'm not. I had no idea what this saying is. Like, what are you talking about?
After 6 months in the foster home, she was allowed to leave after Swansea Council withdrew the case. The council told us Samia's was a difficult and complex case and that they were protecting the interests of the child and mother. Child protection guidelines in Wales tell health workers to look out for so-called signs that FGM may be about to happen. These include if a child comes from an African community known to practice FGM, or if their mother had FGM when she was a child, or if the child or mother talk about going on a long holiday to an African or Middle Eastern country where FGM is known to occur. But campaigners say the practice no longer goes on in their community.
We continue to be persecuted for the crime of our ancestors. We're being stigmatised and racially profiled. We're classed as, it's an epidemic, when it's not an epidemic.
A BBC Wales investigation shows that there were fewer than 17 cases of FGM in the under-18s recorded by Welsh health boards last year. All the cases were in children who had been born outside the UK and not in established British African communities. But health professionals say the rules around spotting children at risk are vital.
Once a child has FGM, you can't go back and correct that. So we need to protect the children. Not at all costs, we need to do so sensibly. We're not condemning any particular community, and I think we should not give in to people suggesting what it is we need to do in terms of protecting children.
Welsh Government told us FGM is illegal in the UK and the safeguarding procedures are sensitive to race, culture and religion. But campaigners in Cardiff's Somali community say they would like FGM to be recognised as a practice from the past and not the present.